Hello guys, welcome to my channel EHS Our Aim. So please like, share and subscribe my channel. So welcome to my training. So please keep silence. Our main topic is hazard. Then I will describe kinds of hazard, types of hazard and how we prevent these types of hazard in our construction and industries. So hazard. So first you think that what is the meaning of hazard? Then every substances and every materials have a potential character. Every potential have a substances or every materials have a inherent properties that this potential to cause harm or damage human, our properties, our environment, man, material will lose something. This is called as hazard. So I am seeing you, I am prepare a presentation for this topic. So hazard means the potential to cause harm, damage to humans, properties and the environment. So then we'll go to types of hazard. So what types of hazards are present in our construction or industries? So I am showing here 6 types of hazard, but there are 5 types of hazards exist. But I describe you clearly what types of hazard and how these hazards are to be risks for us. So first I am taking physical hazard. First I taking physical hazard. So physical hazard means harm without contact and physical contact. The substances we cannot touch, any substances we cannot touch, but they harm us. This is called as physical hazards. So first thing is that noise we cannot touch the noise, but they hazardous for us. They gives when you working in a continuous noisy place, then seen chronic effect, then permanent disabilities of the ear. Then second thing is vibration, extremely temperature and the radiation which gives physical damage of the human body. So when you need to protect yourself, then first thing is that prevention is wearing proper PPEs when you are working. Then before work, training is most important. So after training you take some PPEs, then working this place where vibration, temperature or extreme temperature or radiation is present. Then second thing is that chemical hazard. Before that I show you an example of physical hazards, just like slip, also trip, also fall. This is called as physical hazard. Then second thing is that chemical hazard. So chemical hazard means a virtue of its properties or a chemical properties in around us present which affect or damage in our body. This the nature of the chemicals is always be harm our body. So just like in our construction or industry, many chemicals are present which are harms us. First thing is that in a construction field we must be use cement. So cement have a made of dicalcium silicate and tricalcium silicate. Also we use their GP2 and different types of pesticides, just like dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. Many types of chemicals are used in construction field. Otherwise other industries also use. In chemical industry much more chemicals, sulfur dioxide, benzene, different types of chemicals are used in their chemical fields. So these are harms for us. So when you harm by the chemical, this is called as chemical hazard. The chemicals, every chemicals have a potential characters to harm the human beings, to harm the properties. So this is called as chemical hazard. So how to protect chemical hazard? First thing is that prevention of chemical hazard to wearing PPEs. First is that wearing PPEs or respiratory and non-respiratory PPEs wearing provide measures that. Then in a chemical hazard which must be health effect, just like inhalation of chemicals causes irritation, lungs disease, tuberculosis, cancer. Different types of toxic gases also will affect us. So I am taking a example of chemical hazard. You see that workers are working in chemical place. In around us many types of chemicals are present, but these persons wearing proper PPEs, just like respiratory mask, ear goggles, and also he wear full body harness for height work, and full body PPEs also we must also shoes. So third thing is that biological hazard. Biological hazards means some biological microorganisms present around us. Around us, different types of microorganisms are present. So in your hand, in air, in room, all the places there are different types of microorganisms are present, just like virus, bacteria, algae, fungi. Different types of microorganisms are present. They affect us. So I am taking the definition hazards which have infected by biological agents like bacteria, virus, algae. So example, sagging of water inside, bad housekeeping, unhygienic condition. When in these types of condition we are affected by biological hazard. For biological hazard we feel different types of disease, just like common cold, fever. For mosquito they gives malaria, typhoid, dengue, etc. So their control measures is maintaining hygienic condition of the workplace. When you work the place, this place must be maintained proper hygienic condition. So and also we take a proper housekeeping, cleanness of a colony. When you stay, removal of stagnant water. When waters are stagnant in a place, then mosquito are developed. So this causes biological hazard. So I am taking a pictures just like biological hazard. For biological hazard, then you see a structure, then a medical person taking something which protect us biological hazard. Then next is ergonomical hazard. Ergonomical hazard. So you know that ergonomics, ergonomics is a condition, is a physical condition. This pose risk of injury of musculoskeletal systems. Musculoskeletal system. When you works in a place in which place is also be hygienic, this place is no have physical hazard. But when you work in a position, this position if not good, this is affect us musculoskeletal disorders or affect musculoskeletal systems. So ergonomical hazard use all the places. Ergonomical hazard, when you sitting some place, this place is not comfortable, this is called as ergonomical hazard. So it is a pose of risk of injury. So health effect due to ergonomical hazard, the effect of musculoskeletal disorder or effect of ligament, lower back pain, tendons affect, nerve of hand also be affect due to ergonomical hazard. So ergonomical hazard means a situation or a condition of our body when is not stay in proper way or not stay in proper condition. So it gives us just like back pain, neck pain. This is called as ergonomical hazard, or knees also pain. So for control measure of the ergonomical hazard, first thing is that when in construction, otherwise industry, many workers are working for material shifting from one place to another place. If they are not shipped the material by a proper process, then they are affected by ergonomical hazards. So for the lifting and lowering of the material, proper posture of worker is required. So we give the training this person for protect themselves like ergonomical hazard. So I am taking a position of a office worker. Just like in office worker, they sit 8 hours to 10 hours in the office and working in front of their computer. But first, then after sit, that must be required 90 degree of their bone or hand, proper arm support of the table, and the proper distance between screen to their eyes. These are must be need. If they not follow ergonomical hazard prevention process, then is affected. Is not work as a long time. So finally I take a additional hazard just like mechanical hazard. So mechanical hazard is any hazard involving a machine or industrial process. We know that in different types of industry use different types of machine. You know machine, this is a mechanical devices. So in machine there are many workers are working, and most of the workers are face different types of accident for this machine. So in industrial process, prevention of mechanical hazard process must be need. So what is mechanical hazard? So mechanical hazard is a hazard which involving a machine or industrial process. In industrial process, if machine involved, then in this machine when some workers are working, also they have hazard for this machine or risk, then we need to protect them from this hazard. So they result human major injury up to fatality or up to death. So for this on when the other workers are working for manually works by use of tools or equipment or machinery, they also be affected. So we need to protect themselves by mechanical hazard from the machinery. I am taking a picture. This is a mechanical hazard, also be physically they affected, but you see that a persons are affected by entanglement of the machine or chain. So these types of accidents are seen due to improper supervision of the work area. Also they have no proper knowledge about this work. Last is that psychological hazard. Just like that, workers daily timing or working timing 9 to 6 p.m. Just we have many works, then we involve them 12 hour, 30 hour, 13 hour, 16 hour. So if you are working more than a working time, you have feel a stress in your mind. This stress is called as psychological hazard. So psychological hazard is a hazards that affect the psychological well-being of the people. Psychological well-being of the people. When you are affected psychologically in any places, in your office or in your area or in your home, when you are affected, this is called as psychological hazard. So their effects is occupational stress, workplace violence. This is called as psychological hazard. So psychological hazard control all the hazard. If you are psychologically fit for the works, or if you have no psychological, not any stress in your brain, then you work in proper process or proper safety. So psychological hazard, I am taking a picture of psychological hazard. When you have many works in your company or in your area, then you psychologically not attached itself. So your brain just like headache, just like pain is seen in your head. So this hazard is must be required to stop in our life. So lastly, I am request you please subscribe my channel and like and share to other persons who have now